Stand at the end of your mat, feet together in mountain pose, Tadasana. Stand tall, arms at your sides. Open your chest and widen your collarbones. Direct your gaze forward and down. Establish Ujjayi breathing, an ever-present ocean sound from the base of your throat. Creates a confident, steady rhythm. Breathe in, sweeping your arms forward and up, palms together, open chest. As you breathe out, arch your upper back, gazing toward your hands. Inhale, stand upright, hands shoulder-width apart. Exhale, bend your knees deeply to powerful pose, Utkatasana. Tuck your tail. Shoulders over knees, straight arms. Inhale, straighten the knees, hinging from the hips, come forward and down. Exhale, standing forward bend, Uttanasana. Relax. Bend your knees, palms to the floor, and lift your chest. Inhale, press strongly down through your hands and jump back, plank pose. Shoulders over wrist with broad collarbones and a flat back. Slightly curl your tail toward the floor, drawing your abdomen in for lower back support. Now turn your inner elbows forward as you breathe in. Shift your whole body forward. Breathe out, bend your elbows. Yoga push-up, Chaturanga Dandasana. Your whole body 2 inches from the floor, collarbones lifted, gazing forward, flat back. Breathe in, sweep your chest forward and up, rolling over your toes. Push your elbows straight. Upward facing dog pose, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Strongly ground your hands and feet. Straighten your knees. Support your lower back in this back bend by pulling your abdomen in as you exhale. Don't rush. Steady breath. Each breath out strong, confident from the base of the throat as your abdomen draws back and up. Each breath in, open and lift your chest more. Breathe in, push up through plank pose. Breathing out, roll over your toes to downward facing dog pose, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Feet hip-width apart. Press your hands to the floor, pushing your hips back away from your hands to lengthen your spine and stretch your shoulders. Elbows straight. Ears between the arms. Push your hips back. Exhale. Breathe in, step your right foot between your hands, and turning your left leg slightly in, root the left heel firmly to the floor. Check your alignment. Knee over ankle, right leg bent 90 degrees. Turn your hips so navel, knee, and toes face the end of the mat, adjusting your stance if necessary. Heel firmly rooted. Inhale, sweep your arms forward and up, carrying your torso upright. Exhale, Warrior Pose 1, Virabhadrasana 1. As in Upward Dog, the inhalation expands your chest. The exhalation draws your lower abdomen back and up to support the lower back. Straight elbows, pull your inner arms past your ears, gazing straight forward. Breathe in, sweep forward and down, place your hands on the floor, shoulder width apart. Breathe out, step to plank pose. Broad, lifted collarbones. Don't let your hips hang. Gently tuck your tail, navel to backbone. Turn your inner elbows forward, and breathing in, push your body forward. Breathe out, bend your elbows to Yoga Push-Up, Chaturanga Dandasana. 2 complete breaths, collarbones up, back flat, gaze forward. Inhale, sweep your chest forward and up, pushing your elbows straight as you roll over your toes to upward-facing dog pose, generating support for the lower back by pulling your lower abdomen back and up, shoulders towards the heels. Inhale, push up through plank pose, rolling over your toes, and exhale, downward-facing dog pose. Steady breath. Move your inner thighs into the space behind your legs and extend your heels toward the floor. Sitting bones lifting to the sky. Breathe in, step your left foot between your hands. Right leg slightly in, anchor your outer right heel firmly. Check the alignment of the left leg, 90-degree angle to the bend, knee over ankle, turning your hips so navel, kneecap, toes face the end of the mat. Be precise. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead, pulling your torso upright. Exhale, warrior one. Keep your knee deeply bent. Breathe steadily. As in every back bend, the breath in opens and lifts the chest. The breath out draws the lower abdomen back and up toward the heart. Sweep your inner arms behind your ears. And breathe. It makes all the difference. Chest forward. More. Inhale, hands to the floor. Exhale, plank pose. Broad collarbones. As the tail gently tucks, lift your inner thighs to stabilize your hips. Breathe in, shift your whole body forward. With a flat back, exhale, lower to Chaturanga Dandasana, 2 inches off the floor, elbows by the ribs. Don't squeeze. Collarbones up. Breathe in, sweep your chest forward, arcing up as you roll over your toes, push your elbows straight, upward dog. Exhale your side ribs forward and lift your collarbones as though they could roll over the tops of your shoulders. Gaze forward. Legs strong. Breathe in, push through plank pose, rolling over your toes, and breathe out, downward facing dog pose. Steady your breathing. Consciously steady the sound, more audible in your throat than nose. Steady and sure. Slow it down. Rest in child pose anytime you need a rest. From downward dog, breathe in, bending your knees. Press down with your hands and jump forward, landing with the breath out in standing forward bend. Straightening your knees, feet hip-width apart. Hold your big toes and inhale, lift the chest. Broaden your collarbones and straighten your elbows. Exhale, bend your elbows, pulling your belly and ribs toward your legs. Relax your neck. Straight knees. Breathe in, bend your knees, sweeping your arms forward and up to powerful pose, Utkatasana. Keep the knees deeply bent. Slight tuck of the tail, shoulders over knees, gazing forward. Inhale, straighten the knees, standing upright, and exhale, arch your upper back, reach toward the wall behind you, drawing your lower abdomen back for support. Inhale, stand up straight. Exhale, lower your arms to your sides, return to Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, sweep your arms up, palms together. Arch your upper back, lifting your heart to the ceiling as though on a string. Gaze at your hands. Breathe in, stand upright. Breathe out, hands shoulder-width apart, bend your knees, Utkatasana. Shoulders over knees, straight arms, tucked tail, steady breathing, gazing forward. Inhale, straighten your knees as you hinge from the hips and with a flat back, bend forward. Exhale, relaxed standing forward bend. Just hang. Feet hip-width apart, hook your index and middle fingers around your big toes as you breathe in and lift the chest, widening your collarbones. Breathe out, bend your elbows, pulling your belly and ribs toward your thighs. Relax your neck. Inhale, bend your knees, place your palms on the floor and jump to plank pose. Exhale. Hips at the level of the shoulders, shoulders over wrists, broad collarbones, flat back, gently curling your tail and lifting your inner thighs to stabilize your hips. Breathe in, shift your body forward. Breathe out, bend your elbows, Chaturanga Dandasana. Body 2 inches from the floor, collarbones lifting, flat back. Breathe in, sweep your chest forward and up, roll over your toes, pushing your elbows straight and supporting your lower back by drawing your lower abdomen back and up toward the heart. Open chest. Gaze forward. Side ribs forward. Inhale, push through plank pose, rolling over your toes. Exhale to downward facing dog pose. With your head between your arms, gaze straight down and steady your breath. Press your hands into the floor to push your hips back over your heels and extend the heels towards the floor, moving your inner thighs into the space behind you. Broad shoulder blades, straight elbows, relaxed neck. Inhale, step your right foot between your hands, bend your leg to a right angle, planting your left heel and little toe joint firmly on the floor. Check your alignment. Right knee over the ankle, 90-degree bend, navel and kneecap facing the toes. Breathe in, sweeping your arms forward and up. Breathe out into Warrior One. Each breath in expands your heart. Left side ribs forward. Each breath out, draw back and up with the abdomen. Sweep your inner arms past your ears, straight elbows. Drop your head between your shoulder blades, gazing at your hands. Lift the heart to the ceiling. Inhale, hands to floor. Exhale, step to plank pose. Broad chest. Stable hips. Breathe in, shift the body forward. Breathe out, bend your elbows, Chaturanga Dandasana, flat back. Collarbones lifting so you don't overdevelop your upper back muscles. Inhale, heart sweeps forward. Exhale, upward facing dog pose. Roll your collarbones up, gaze forward. Inhale, push up to plank pose, rolling over your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. Steady breathing. Inhale, step your left foot between your hands, rooting your right heel and little toe joint. Check your alignment. Navel and knee face forward. Knee over the ankle protects the knee. Inhale, arms forward and up, sweeping the torso up to Warrior Pose 1. Expand the chest. Bringing your right ribs forward and sweeping your inner arms past your ears, head to shoulders, gaze at your hands. Steady breath. Exhale. Inhale, arms forward and down, palms to the floor. Exhale, plank pose, broad collarbones, stable lower back. Breathe in. Firm torso forward. Bring your elbows over your wrists. Breathe out. Bend your elbows. Chaturanga Dandasana. 2 inches from the floor. Strong, steady breathing. Inhaling, sweep your chest forward and up to upward facing dog pose. Pull your shoulders towards your heels. Strong legs. Press the feet down as you lift the inner thighs and move your tailbone through your hands. push up through plank pose, rolling over your toes to downward facing dog pose. Ears between your arms, steady breath, strong exhalations. Shoulder blades wide as you press your hands into the floor, transferring your weight from the heel of the hand to the balls of the fingers, and pull your forearm toward the elbow to stabilize your wrist joint. Bend your knees, breathe in, press down with your hands as you jump forward. Exhale, standing forward bend. Hold your big toes, breathe in, chest and collarbone spread and lift. Breathe out, bend your elbows and pull your belly and ribs, possibly even your chest, toward your legs. The full pose may actually take some time to accomplish. Breathe in, bend your knees as deeply as possible, but don't let them squeeze together as you sweep your arms forward and up to Utkatasana. Strong pose, but calm in your core, focused and clear-minded. Inhale, stand upright and arch back with maximum lift in your chest. Bring your straight arms as close to parallel with the floor as possible while gazing at your hands. Inhale, stand upright. Exhale, lower your arms, mountain pose. Last time. Feet together, Tadasana, arms at the sides. Lift your toes, spreading the balls of your feet, feeling your big and little toe joints and the center of your front heel equally rooted to the floor. Toes down again. Feel your spine float over your heels, forming a plumb line, perfect balance. Inhaling, sweep your arms overhead. Exhale, arch back, heart to ceiling, upper thighs back. Gaze at your hands. Breathe in, stand upright, separate the hands. Breathe out, deep bend in the knees, Utkatasana, shoulders over knees. Bend the knees more, don't squeeze them together. Root the feet. Inhale, straightening your knees, hinge from the hips with a flat back, sweeping forward. Exhale, standing forward bend, Uttanasana. Slide your palms under the front of your feet. Inhale, lift your chest, broad collarbones. Exhale, bend your elbows with straight knees. Pull your belly, ribs, and chest toward your knees. Padahastasana, foot on hand pose. If your chest is on your knees, bring your head to your shins. Slide your hands out. Inhale, bend your knees, palms down at shoulder width, and jump back. Land with an exhalation in a sturdy plank pose. Broad chest, strong arms, tail tucked. Inhale, glide forward. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, 2 inches from the floor, flat back, collarbones lifted. Breathe. Inhale, sweep the chest and elbows forward, roll over your toes. Upward facing dog pose. Lower abdomen back and up towards the heart to support and expand this back bend more. Bring your inner armpits forward and up, dropping your head back, press it between your shoulder blades. It lifts your chest. Breathe in, push up through plank pose as you roll over your toes. Breathe out, downward facing dog pose. Each breath in, the body expands. Each breath out, polish your pose. Long spine, inner thighs back, steady breathing. Breathe in, step your right foot between your hands, forming a right angle. Plant your outer left foot firmly down. Align your right leg precisely as you inhale, sweeping your arms forward, torso up. Exhale, warrior one. Each exhale polishes your technique. Outer back foot down, pull your upper thigh into the bone to lengthen the leg. Strong breath out. Press the back of the skull between your shoulder blades, extending your arms over your back leg and sweeping your side ribs forward. Lift your chest even more. Breathe in, hands to floor. Breathe out, plank pose. Flatten your back. Steady your breathing. Sturdy body. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, bend your elbows, Chaturanga Dandasana. Collarbones up, lower back flat. Pull your forearms toward your elbows to give your wrist joints space. Breathe in, forward and up with your chest and elbows. Roll over your toes. Upward facing dog pose. Press your head back between your shoulders. Widen your chest and roll your shoulders towards your heels. Strong legs. Inner thighs lift. Inhale, push through plank pose as you roll over your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. Inhale, step your left foot between your hands, rooting your outer right foot to the floor. Check the alignment of your left leg. Be precise. Knee over ankle, navel and knee face the toes. I know you're tired, but don't get sloppy. Inhale, sweep your arms forward and up. Exhale, warrior pose 1. Head pressed between your shoulder blades. Arms extend over the back leg. Sweep your ribs forward more. Chest lifting. Strong breathing. Inhale, hands down. Exhale, plank pose. Broad chest. Confident, calm breath. Breathe in, shift your body forward. Breathe out. Bend your elbows, Chaturanga Dandasana, your body straight as a stick. Inhale, sweep forward to upward facing dog pose. Head presses back between your shoulder blades. Lift your heart higher. Strong legs, strong breath. Downward facing dog pose, steady breathing. Refine your pose. Inhale, press your hands down. Exhale, taking your heels toward the floor, moving your inner thighs into the space behind you. If your collarbones had eyes, they'd be staring at your fingers. You may feel the response that movement brings in the muscles of your upper back, allowing you to open your chest without hyperextending your shoulders. Breathe in, pulling your chin to your chest so the crown of the head faces the floor. Steady breathing. Look at your hands. Inhale, strongly root your hands and jump forward. Land with an exhalation in standing forward bend. Straighten your knees and let your whole torso and arms hang down. With a relaxed neck, slow your breathing, especially the out-breath. Relax your belly. Remember, true power comes in being able to balance effort with surrender. Inhale as you bend your knees and open your chest. Sweep your arms forward and up to Utkatasana. Deep bend in the knees, curling your tailbone slightly down. Inhale, stand upright. Exhale, arch your upper back over, heart high, straight elbows, gaze at your hands. Inhale, upright. Exhale, lower your hands to your sides. Tadasana. Stand at the end of your mat in mountain pose, Tadasana. Tune into your breathing, confident, steady pace. Gentle Ujjayi sound resonating from the base of your throat. Inhale, extend your arms forward and up. Exhale, hinging from your hips, sweep your arms wide, bringing your body parallel to the floor. Widen your lower back ribs toward your fingers, flat back. Inhale, release to standing forward bend, Uttanasana. Exhale. Separate your feet slightly. With your index and middle fingers, hook your big toes and breathe in, lifting your chest and collarbones. Breathe out, bend your elbows, bringing your abdomen and lower ribs to your thighs. Don't force. Relax your neck. Bend your knees and place your palms on the floor. Inhale, jump to plank pose and push back to downward facing dog pose, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Stretching your heels toward the floor, your inner thighs move into the space behind your legs. Long neck, head between arms, and your collarbones shining forward like headlights toward your thumbs. Breathe in, step your right foot forward between your hands, right fingers by little toe, turn your left heel slightly to the center and ground it, left hand on hip. Triangle pose, Utthita Trikonasana. Breathe in, move your outer right hip away from the waist to straighten your right knee and align your torso over your leg. Breathe out, revolve your head to the left, pulling your left ribs back and extending your arm to the ceiling. Steady breathing. Hold your left hip, look at the floor and bend your right knee. Step your left foot forward, moving your right hand forward as well, about a foot ahead of your outer foot. Gaze at the floor. Transfer your weight to your right leg as you breathe in. As you breathe out, raise your left leg parallel to the floor, straightening your right knee. Half moon pose, Ardha Chandrasana. Steady breathing. Lengthen your outer right hip away from the waist, curling your tailbone toward your front hips. This movement and a steady exhalation will keep you stable. Active back leg extends, toes flexed. Breathe in as you extend your left arm up. Breathe out, pull your left ribs back, gaze forward, or turn your head slowly to gaze at your left hand. Breathe in, bend your right knee, placing your hands on each side of the foot and taking your left heel back to your original stance for side stretch, Parsvottanasana. Navel, kneecap and toes facing the end of the mat, left heel planted. Slide your right hip away from the waist and up to align your right hip beside your left and level the hips. Steady breathing, turn your abdomen to the right while keeping your left heel well grounded. Keeping your chest open, you may be able to step your hands closer to your left foot, resting your belly and lower ribs on your thigh. Keep your collarbones lifted and your neck long. It's more beneficial for the outer right hip to lengthen away from the waist and be level with the left than to deepen your forward bend. Stabilize your balance. Rooting the right big toe and left heel as you inhale, sweeping your arms back and up by your hips. Exhale, extend your arms behind you, pulling your shoulders away from your ears and gazing at your front foot. Place your hands on the floor, left hand by big toe, or if your navel is well aligned over the right leg, place your fingers by the little toe side of the foot for revolved triangle, Parivrtta Trikonasana. Place your right hand on your hip and push your right hip away from the waist. Root the right big toe and left outer heel as you inhale, pressing down with the left hand. The chest lifts. Exhale, stretch the right arm up. Feel this action spinning you to the right. If you are steady, begin to turn your head to gaze at your right hand. Inhale, release. Hands on each side of the foot, step back to downward facing dog pose. Use this pose to restore a steady, confident rhythm to your breath. The sound of the breath more audible in the throat than nose. Breath out equal to breath in. Breathe in, step between your hands. Turn your right heel slightly to the center and root it to the floor. Line your heels up with each other. Left hand by little toe, right hand on hip. Breathe in, sliding your outer left hip away from the waist to straighten your left knee. Triangle pose. Breathe out, turn your head to look up. Pull your right ribs back, extending your right arm to the ceiling. Each breath in, the body expands. Each breath out, refine the actions of the pose. Outer right hip away from the waist, right heel and left big toe grounded. Inhale, hold your hip and looking down, bend your left knee. Step forward, moving your left hand about a foot ahead of your outer foot. With weight on your left leg, breathe in. Straighten your left knee, bringing the right leg parallel to the floor. Half moon pose. Don't lean on your left arm. Imagine someone pulling your right leg, letting that shift your weight to your left heel. Steady breathing, tailbone toward the front hips. Inhale, root your left arm, chest lifts. Extend your right arm to the ceiling. If you're steady, turn your head, gazing at your right hand. Be careful not to lock your knee. Push your calf forward toward the shin to avoid that. Inhale, bend your left knee, hands on each side of the foot, and step your right leg back to your original stance, heels in line with each other, right heel planted, and roll your belly into your left hip, lifting it up and moving it away from the waist to line your navel up with your left big toe. Side stretch pose. Steady breathing, open chest, gaze at the front foot. Your collarbones shine forward like headlights. Ready to go deeper? Mindful of your left hip staying level with your right, step your hands toward your back foot, bringing your abdomen and ribs onto your leg. Let them rest there without compromising your open chest. If you can bring your head to your leg without losing the action of the left hip, do so. Steady your legs. Breathe in, sweep your arms by your hips. Reach back with your hands as you exhale, pulling your shoulders away from your ears. Be steady. Bring your right hand to the floor by the big or little toe, and keeping your back heel well rooted, roll your belly into your left hip, lengthening the hip away from the waist. As you breathe in, root the right hand and raise the chest. Reach to the sky with your left arm. revolved triangle pose. Consciously plant the left big toe and outer right heel. Rotate your head, gazing at the left hand. Remember, keep your back heel down. Belly calm. Breathe in, turn toward the floor, and breathing out, place your hands shoulder-width apart, stepping to downward facing dog pose. By now, this is a familiar pose for you. Work on it. Refine it. Breathe in, bring your shoulders over your wrists to plank pose. Broad collarbones, gently tucked tail, firm abdomen. Breathe in, shift your body forward. Breathe out, bend your elbows, yoga push-up, chaturanga dandasana, gazing forward, flat back. Breathe in, sweep your chest forward and up, roll over your toes to upward facing dog pose, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Breathe in, push through plank pose. Breathe out, rolling over your toes to downward facing dog pose again. Inhale, step your right foot between your hands for side angle pose. Knee over ankle. Right hand by the outer foot with your knee pressing against your arm. Turn your left heel slightly toward the center mat and press it to the floor. Breathe in, anchor your back heel as you raise your chest. Breathe out, rotate your head to the left, pulling your left ribs back. Inhale, swing your left arm down in front of your chest and up. Exhale, sweep the arm behind your ear, elbows straight. Breathe in, ear to arm. Breathe out, turn your head, bringing your chin to your armpit. Breathe, be steady. With your knee bent, breathe in, sweep your left arm over your left foot and turning your left thigh out. Pull your torso up to Warrior Two. Check your alignment. Knee over ankle, facing the toes, right angle bend. Gaze at your right hand while you extend your left arm strongly. Breathe in, turning to your right. Hold your knee and revolve onto the ball of your left foot. Hold your thigh and push down as you inhale to lift your chest. Exhaling, bring your left elbow against your outer right knee, palms together, elbows apart, and press your palms together to lift your chest. Revolved side angle stretch, Parvrita Parsvottanasana. Keep your hips level with the right knee. Knee over ankle. If you can go further, hold your right thigh, lift up again and roll your belly to the right, bringing your left shoulder against your outer knee and your hand to the floor, right hand on hip. Press your knee gently into your arm while rotating your back, thigh, and knee slightly out for stability. Stretch your right arm up. Steady breathing, gaze at your hand. Release the pose on a breath in, hands on each side of your foot, step to downward facing dog pose. Slow your breathing down. Exhale. Inhale, step your left foot between your hands, wide stance. Knee over ankle, right angle, right heel firmly rooted. Left hand by little toe, right hand on hip. Breathe in, press down with your hand and heel as you lift your chest. Breathe out, press your knee into your arm and turn your head to the right, pulling your right ribs back. Breathing in, swing your right arm down and up past the ear, and as you exhale, ear to arm, turning your head so your chin moves into your armpit. Steady breathing. Side angle pose. Sweep your right arm over your right foot, turning your right thigh out. Pull your torso upright to Warrior Two. Check your alignment. Level your hips and slightly tuck your tail. Gaze to your left, right arm fully extended. Turning to the left now, hold your knee, rotating onto the ball of your foot, right knee straight. Breathe in, press your thigh to lift your belly. Hold your leg with your left hand, bringing your right elbow to the outside of your knee, palms together, elbows apart. Press your palms and lift your chest. Steady breathing. If you can go further, hold your left thigh again. Lift a bit, turning your belly to the left and bring your right shoulder against your outer knee, fingers on the floor. Press your knee into your arm. You may feel the torso turn. Rotate your right thigh slightly out. Extend your left arm up and turn to gaze at your left hand. Make space to exhale. If there's no room to breathe, the muscles in your spine are under stress. Breathe in, release the pose, turning toward the floor. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. Steady your breathing. Refine your pose. Down dog, child pose, and standing forward bend are all possible poses to go to when you personally begin to tire. In the relative ease of these poses, you can regain your equilibrium. A yoga practice is ideally done with as little effort and discomfort as possible. It's a constant balancing act between effort and internal calm. It's a process, so don't stop practicing. Now breathe in, stepping your right foot between your hands, transferring your weight to your right leg. Bring your left leg parallel to the floor. Keep it active. Roll your abdomen into the right hip and lift it up. Place your right hand a foot or 18 inches to your right and hold the back of your right ankle in your left hand. You may even be able to bring your whole lower arm behind your calf. Relax your neck and continue rolling your belly into your right hip. Breathe in, press down with your hand and foot. Breathe out, extend your left leg toward the ceiling. Upward extended foot pose, Urdhva Prasarita Eka Padasana. Steady breathing. Reach again. Touch the ceiling with your toes. Relax your neck. Breathe in, release, and return to standing forward bend. Transferring your weight to your left leg, inhale and raise the right leg, extending it strongly. Roll your belly into the left hip. Place your left hand out to the left and hold the back of your left ankle in your right hand or bring your lower arm behind your leg. Breathe in, press down with your hand and foot. Breathe out, extend your right leg up as high as possible. Steady breathing. Relaxed neck. Keep your right knee straight. Inhale, lower your foot. Exhale, back to standing forward bend. And relax. Place your fingertips on the floor. Breathing in, lift your chest, collarbones forward. Inhale, sweep your arms forward as you begin to stand. Exhale, stand all the way up, directing your gaze forward and down at the floor and lowering your arms. Stand with your feet hip-width apart and steady your breathing. Bringing your weight to your left leg, press down through your foot and lift the chest, feeling the height of your spine. Breathe in, bend your right knee, raise your leg and hold the big toe with your right index and middle finger, stretching your left arm to the side at shoulder height. Hug your knee to your arm and roll your right hip away from your waist. Breathe in, stretch your right leg forward, straightening it halfway. Check your alignment. Tall spine. Pull your upper left thigh into the bone of the leg and lift your heart. And then you decide, how much can you straighten your right knee without compromising the length and height of your body from foot to head? Exhale and extend that leg, gazing straight forward. Breathe in, swing your leg to the right. Stay steady. Breathe in, swing your leg forward again, and exhale, push your foot into your hand. Release your grip, hold your leg there as you stretch your arms to your sides. Breathe in, lower your arms and leg to the floor. Bring your weight to your right leg. Breathe in, bend your left knee, holding your left big toe, and stretching your right arm at shoulder height. Pull your outer right thigh into the leg bone and elongate your spine, the crown of your head reaching to the ceiling. Press your knee into your arm and roll your outer left hip down. Suck your upper right thigh into the bone as you inhale, straighten your leg halfway. Tall spine, steady breathing. Inhale, extend your left leg. Exhale, straighten it as much as you can without compromising your height. Inhale, swing your leg to the left, rolling your outer left hip down. Steady. Breathe in, swing your leg forward again, and exhaling, push your foot into your hand. Release the grip. Hold, stretching your arms out. Breathe in, lower your arms and leg to the floor. Return to mountain pose. Breathe in, folding from your hips. Place your palms on the floor, shoulder width apart. Chest up. Breathe in, jump back, breathe out, downward facing dog pose. Lift your chest, look beyond your hands. Inhale, bend your knees and jump forward. Exhaling, cross your ankles, swinging your hips through your arms. Bring your palms to Namaste. Take a blanket and roll it up to make a firm bolster. Place it on your mat. Lie over the bolster with your shoulders on top of it and your head on the floor. If you can't bring your head to the floor, or if your neck is compressed so your chin juts up, place another blanket under your head. Relax your legs, letting the belly organs drop into the back body. Your lower back muscles may relax enough that you can lengthen your lower back away from the bolster. Now, extend your arms toward the ceiling above your chest. Lace your fingers together with your palms facing each other. Keeping your elbows straight, breathe in and extend your arms overhead toward the floor. Inner arms descend toward the floor to widen your shoulder blades. Steady breathing. Long exhalations. Continue to let your belly organs drop into the back body to encourage length in the lower back. Supported back bends such as this allow the external muscles of the back to soften and relax, letting nutrient-rich blood pump through soft connective tissue that attaches to the spine. They're very effective warm-ups for any back bending practice. Though supported, you're conscious of your breath, rhythmic in and out. Feel it in your lower back ribs, expanding, relaxing like gills. Conscious of your shoulders moving away from your ears and widening. Conscious of your inner arms descending past the ears toward the floor. Inhale and raise the arms back above the chest. Keep your fingers interlaced, turning your palms up, pushing them toward the ceiling. Again, straight elbows and leading with the inner arms. Breathe in, stretch the arms overhead again, bringing them toward the floor. If your elbows have to bend, stop at the point where you can keep them straight. Continue to elongate the arms, feeling the inner shoulders, that's your armpits, deepening from front to back to widen the shoulder blades. And still, inner arms descend past the ears toward the floor. Steady breathing, belly organs resting in the back body, coaxing the lower back ever longer. Release your arms and push yourself a couple of inches further over your blanket, so your bolster is now positioned under the tightest part of most people's backs, the thoracic spine. That's the part of the spine to which your ribs are attached. The muscles here often hold enormous tension and become stiff, contributing to pain and back bends, especially in the lower back, which overcompensates for the lack of thoracic flexibility. Supporting your upper back in this way gives you time to relax these muscles. Let your spine drape like spaghetti over the bolster. And just breathe. Feel again the breath moving in and out of your lower back ribs. Don't expect instant results. We live in a fast-driving world, and yoga teaches the value of patience. It takes time to undo years of tension. If your lower back is quite uncomfortable, place your feet on the floor, pick up your hips and do a strong pelvic tilt. Hold it for a couple of seconds, relax, and then repeat it twice more. When you settle back over your bolster, relax your legs again, and your lower back should feel relief. But if it doesn't, put a larger lift under your head. Steady breathing. Even though your chest appears open, is it actually tight inside? The rhythm of your breath encourages a spacious, open chest, expansive even at the core. Each exhalation steady and complete. Your top shoulders melt toward the floor. Belly organs fall into the back body. Feel the breath in your lower back ribs. Feel the back ribs wide on the bolster. Keeping your back body wide, expand the chest. Breathing in, let your heart float up like it's on a string, being pulled through the breastbone toward the sky. Now place your feet flat on the floor. Lift your hips and slide your bolster out. Place your feet parallel on the floor, a little wider than hip width, with your knees over your feet, so your lower legs form a structural plumb line. That is, they're vertical. Relax your arms at your sides. Continue to let your belly organs rest in the back body and soften your inner thighs so the groins or inner hips of the legs feel deep, like deep pockets. Breathe in your back ribs. Rolling your collarbones forward over the shoulders. Inhale, lengthen your hamstrings from the backs of your hips to the backs of your knees, pushing your knees over your toes, pulling your hips slightly off the floor, but no back bend yet. Your belly organs drop back, your back opens to receive them. The hamstrings pull your spine long as though your backbone is elastic. Feel the length in your back. Now release to the floor again and relax for a moment. Again, inhaling, hamstrings lengthen to push your knees forward, pulling your hips off the floor. Feel your elastic spine long and wide. Perhaps you can even wiggle your shoulders an inch closer to your feet. Breathe in again, long hamstrings. Breathe out, open the backs of your knees, pressing the balls of the feet into the floor to lift your hips. And as your hips rise to the level of your knees, suck your kneecaps into the back of each leg. Bridge pose, Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. Make space to breathe. Exhalations equal to inhalations. Inhale, release, elongating your spine as you come back to the floor and relax. Steady breathing. Again, inhale, hamstrings sweep to the knees, long spine, but not rigid. Exhale, press the feet down, kneecaps suck into the back of the leg and the hips rise. Bring your arms under your back, join your hands, and roll your shoulder blades together a bit. Press the back of your head, your feet, and now your elbows into the floor. Each breath in, hamstrings lengthen. Each breath out, calves press down into the balls of the feet, kneecaps back, hips lift. As the hips lift, the inner thighs and groins descend. The more you press down with the feet and pull the kneecaps toward the back knee, the higher the hips will go. Breathe. Breathe in, press down, lengthen the hamstrings. Exhale, kneecaps pulled back. Your heart is on a string being pulled to the sky. Steady breathing. Your exhalation has a voice. Can you hear it? It's a steady, smooth sound like the ocean, and it pumps your back bend up with each new breath. Inhale, release your back bend, lengthen your lower back, come down to the floor. Pull your knees to your chest if your lower back hurts, and just rest, slowing your breathing down. Now, feet back to the floor. Place your hands palms down on the floor on each side of your head. Fingers facing the shoulders, hands and elbows shoulder-width apart. Rolling your inner arms past your ears toward the floor. Breathe in, lengthen your hamstrings. Breathe out, open the backs of the knees, press the balls of the feet into the floor, and come onto your shoulders, like for bridge pose. Walk your shoulders an inch towards your heels. Keep the backs of the knees open. Breathe in again, hamstrings long. Breathe out. Pull the kneecaps in, press down with your hands, and straighten your elbows, rolling your shoulders toward your tailbone as though forming a circle with your spine. Upward facing bow pose, Urdhva Dhanurasana. Relax your neck. Breathe in, hamstrings long. Breathe out, open behind the knees. Press down with your feet to lift your hips. Continue to press the hands firmly down. Draw your front armpits into the back shoulder and lift the heart to the sky. And breathe, really. Come out of the pose by breathing in as you bend your elbows, chin to chest, and relax back to the floor, pulling your knees to your chest if your back hurts. Steady your breathing. Learning these details are important. They're the little fine-tunings that allow you to do poses such as these difficult back bends confidently and smoothly. Remember, ideally, yoga is practiced with as little effort and discomfort as possible. Hands by the head. Wriggle your shoulders away from your fingers. Press down with your hands and feet. Pay particular attention to your breathing. Work it like a pump to make your pose stronger and more open. Breathe in, hamstrings to knees. Breathe out, open the back knees. Press down with the balls of the feet and lift the hips. Breathe in again, lengthen the hamstrings. Breathe out, press down with the hands and feet, and make a circle with your spine by rolling your shoulders towards your tailbone as you straighten your elbows. Relax your neck. Steady breath. Make space for that exhalation. Deep groins. Inner thighs descend even as the hips rise up. Each breath out, open the back of the knee, sucking the kneecaps in. Heart pulled to the sky. Your back is broad. Breathe into your back ribs. Even the belly organs drop into the back body, stretched and toned by the back bend. Breathe in, bend your elbows, keeping them in, chin to chest. Down you come to rest. Pay special attention to your breathing this final time. Third time the charm. Feet slightly wider than the hips, hands by the head. Inhale, lengthen the hamstrings. Press down with your hands and feet. Exhale, open behind your knees. Straighten your arms and up you come, Urdhva Dhanurasana, upward facing bow pose. Come onto your toes, lifting your chest away from the floor and relaxing your neck. Exhale, press the heels down again, pulling your knees towards your arms and your inner arms towards your knees to lift even higher. Steady breathing, rolling the top shoulders toward your tailbone to form a circle, your heart pouring out toward the floor in front of you. Steady breathing, the body expands on the breath in. Refine your technique on your breath out. Breathe in and release. Chin to chest, elbows bend, down to the floor. Hug your knees in. Now, cross your left ankle over your right and hold your feet. Pull your feet to your hips. This will press your lower back into the floor, nice counter pose to your back bends. Change sides. Cross your right ankle over your left. Hold your feet. Pull your feet to your hips. Belly organs back. Release, placing your feet on the floor, and relax. Sit in cobbler's pose, Baddha Konasana, with the soles of your feet together and your knees apart. Place a folded blanket under your hips if you need or want it. And manually pull your sitting bones back to bring your pelvis to an upright position, lengthening your spine from pelvic floor to the crown of the head. The heart radiates open, the breath smooth and steady. If your knees are easily down, press the balls of your big toes together. Otherwise, open the soles of your feet like the pages of a book. Hinging from your hips, lean forward onto your hands, walking them forward and pouring your belly toward your feet. Keep your back long, your chest open. You may be able to rest on your elbows, or if your abdomen actually touches your feet, rest your head on the floor. Or simply support your torso with your hands. Your back is slightly rounded. Don't overdo this. Slightly rounded back with emphasis on slightly. Supporting your torso allows peripheral, that is surface muscles, to relax. Hold this pose, giving nutrient-rich blood time to circulate into the deep connective tissue of the hips and lower spine. Flexibility in your body comes from being supple in these deep tissues. They lie close to the bone at your core. Close your eyes. Feel the rhythm of your breath, a gentle pumping, nourishing your joints. The only action is gentle, subtle adjustment, pressing the balls of the big toes together if your knees are down, or moving your sit bones into the space behind you to deepen your forward bend, and awareness of the gentle opening of the heart. Remember, don't over-round your back. That will only stress the very ligaments you seek to nourish. Holding a stretch like this also builds core strength and endurance. Inhale as you sit up. Extend your right leg forward, positioning your left foot against the inside of your right thigh. Support your knee with a block if it hurts. And don't let your foot slide under your right thigh. With your left hand, hold your right foot or ankle. Right knee straight, extending the ball of the big toe forward. Breathe in, open your chest. Breathe out, roll your collarbones up as the shoulders drop away from your ears. Inhale, reach behind you with your right arm, and exhale, fully extend it, spinning your head, heart, and belly to the right. Each breath in, the heart opens. Each breath out, your collarbones lift, and your twist deepens, pulling the spine into a spiral and swinging the right ribs back. Leave room to breathe. Deepen the pose when you're ready by reaching behind your back, holding your left thigh. If your chest tightens or you can't grasp your thigh, place your right hand behind your right hip, pushing down to deepen your twist. Steady breathing. Continue rolling your belly to the right as you turn your chest and head forward, holding the foot with both hands. Head to knee pose, Janushirasana. This pose deeply stimulates the tissue of your hips and sacrum. Steady breathing. Gently open your chest as you breathe in, letting the crown of the head lengthen away from the spine. Breathe out, your sit bones, especially on the right side, move into the space behind you. As your pose deepens, lay first your abdomen, and then your ribs, one at a time, on the leg. Lastly, the chest and head come down to rest. As your torso eases closer to your leg, hold your left hand in your right beyond your foot and relax your arms. continuing to roll the belly to the right. Don't force this, and please don't over-round your back. Patience is a virtue, especially when tested. Inhale, sitting up. Exhale, bring the soles of the feet together and sit tall. Extend your left leg straight and place the sole of your right foot by your inner left thigh, left hand on the floor by the knee. Again, support your knee on a block if necessary. Breathing in, the heart opens. Breathing out, collarbones lift. And stretch your left arm back behind you, rotating head, heart, and belly to the left. Each breath in, you relax a bit. Each breath out, extend again. Do you feel the pump-like rhythm? Your muscles love it. And do you feel how the strong extension of your left arm initiates the twist? Let your breath massage your back muscles so they surrender into the twist. If you can, reach behind your back holding your thigh, or perhaps your ankle. Otherwise, hand behind your left hip again and press down. Turn heart and head toward the foot, holding it with both hands. With time, you'll lay your belly, then your ribs one after the other on the leg, until finally, maybe years from now, your chest and forehead rest on your leg. Hold your right hand in your left beyond your foot. Relax your arms. Close your eyes and feel the rhythm of your breath massage your body from the inside out. Breathe in, sitting upright. Breathe out. Extend your legs wide. Upavista Konasana. You can press down with your hands to lift and swing your hips forward for greater width. The weight of your legs is centered on the back of your heels and calves. If your inner knees hurt, narrow the width between your legs. Manually pull your sit bones back and sit upright, tall spine. Your back stays nearly flat as you lean forward on your hand, hinging from your hips. Exhale, rotating your hips over your thigh bones, bringing your torso toward the floor. This is really a very simple movement, but one that is usually muddied by the tension around your hips. Walk your hands as far forward as you can, pouring your belly toward the floor. Be careful if you're very flexible. Avoid overarching your lumbar spine. If your abdomen comes within inches of the floor, rest your head down. Otherwise, head on a block is nice, or simply support yourself on your hands or elbows. Be patient and take heart. It took me nearly 10 years to open my hips enough that I could do this pose with my belly down. Savor the journey. Close your eyes and breathe. Subtle corrections. Weight centered on your heels. Outer hips roll toward the floor. Sit bones lengthen back behind you. And movement flows from the pelvic floor to the crown of the head like a laser beam. This subtle sensitivity can awaken you to the inner landscape of asana. Each breath in, the body expands like a sponge. Each breath out, relax, make subtle adjustments. Relax your upper thigh muscles, rooting your thigh bones in the back of the leg. There's just enough action to keep your legs gently extended. Allow time. Subtle awareness comes with practice. And in this pose especially, gravity helps your body restore itself to a deeper range of motion. Again, savor the journey. Breathe in, sitting up. Breathe out, bring your legs together, extending them straight in front of you. Keep your left leg straight and place your right foot on the floor midway between knee and ankle. This is a variation of a twist called Marichyasana 3, named for an ancient Indian sage. Hold your knee with your left hand. Lean back on your right hand, releasing your belly organs into the back body, gently rounding the lower back. Sit up again, hold your right thigh, and with a breath in, lengthen your spine. Breathe out, bring your left elbow or upper arm against your outer right knee. Place your right hand behind you on the floor. Steady breathing. Your back muscles may resist the twist. Don't force it. Twist tone your organs and pump nutrients into the soft tissue of the spine. If you force this, you may actually damage soft tissue and stress spinal joints. Making space for your breath is the best way I know of avoiding this pitfall. Only deepen the twist if you can maintain steady breathing. To go deeper, hold your right thigh and lift up as you breathe in. Breathe out, press the back of your shoulder against your right knee. Place your right hand behind you, pressing it into the floor, and push your left side ribs toward your right thigh. Even now, the breath opens the chest, and as you exhale, turn your head, feeling the twist spiral down your spine into your calm belly. If you can go deeper still, bring your left hand toward your right hip and then slide it under your knee and out behind the back of your waist. Pause. Push your left ribs toward your right thigh. Now bring your right arm behind your back. Hold your right hand or wrist, and one more good breath out. Pull your right arm, peel your right ribs back. Deep twist. Inhale and release. Extend your legs forward. Right leg straight. Place your left foot flat on the floor by the right calf. Hold your knee with your right hand and lean back on your left, letting the belly organs drop into the back body. Sitting up, hold your thigh. Breathe in, lift the chest. Breathe out, bring your arm against your outer leg, left hand on the floor behind you. Pause for a moment to establish the rhythm of your breathing. Let your breath massage your back muscles, surrendering tension. And gently push your right ribs toward your left thigh. Only go deeper if your breath allows you to. When you're ready, hold your left thigh again. Here's a little trick. Come up onto your heel, and as you inhale, lift your chest, press your arm against your leg, and roll your belly around to get a deeper connection, shoulder against outer knee. Press your left hand behind you into the floor and push your ribs toward your thigh as you put your foot down again. Steady breathing. Head over shoulders, each breath in, chest gently opens, collarbones lift. Each breath out, turning your head, feel the twist revolve down into your belly. If you're ready to deepen the pose, slip your right hand under your leg. You can push it with your left if you need to, and rest the back of your hand on your waist. Chest open. If it's not, or if your breathing is tight, go back to the previous variation. If it is, extend your left arm behind your back, hold your right hand or wrist, steady breathing. One last little adjustment. Press your left knee into your arm. Do you feel your body turn more? Inhale and release. Straighten your legs in front of you, big toe joints together, heels slightly apart. Inhale, extend forward, hold your outer feet or ankles. Exhale, slip your sit bones back into the space behind you to roll your belly toward your thighs. As your abdomen and eventually lower ribs rest on your thighs, remember, years of work may be needed. Place your hands beyond your feet on the floor. Your thumbs can press against your heels. Crown of the head points towards the toes. Close your eyes and soften your belly. Forward bends are relaxing, like a tranquilizer. Allow the belly to melt into the thighs. Surrender the tension from your upper thighs, encouraging your thigh bones to drop into the back leg, like a stone sinking to the bottom of a lake. It's nice to rest your head on a block if you're not yet able to lie on your legs. Slow your breathing down. In forward bends, because of their relaxing nature, your breath grows longer, slower. It's calming, cooling. This is Stretch of the West, Paschimottanasana. Breathe in, sitting upright. Breathe out, swing your feet under your hips to Thunderbolt or Diamond Pose, Vajrasana. Sit upright. Lean forward on your hands, coming to all fours. Separate your knees and feet hip-width apart. Now take your feet a little wider than your knees, your toes facing the end of your mat. Manually turn your calves out and sit down on the floor between your feet. You may not be able to do that. If not, support your hips on a block. Once seated, pull your feet next to your hips and press your toes into the floor. Soften your uppermost thighs, letting your thigh bones drop to the floor or block. And keep the thigh bones grounded as you lean forward on your hands, slowly walking the hands forward, belly, ribs, chest, resting down, first leaning on your arms, then your elbows. Finally, the head comes to the floor, again, often after many years of practice. Keep your upper thighs firmly anchored to the floor. That's where your attention is. Continue to drop your upper back thighs down, relaxing your belly. Breathe in as you sit up, lean on your hands, remove your block if you're using one, and bring your heels under your hips, returning to Thunderbolt or Vajrasana. Join your palms at your chest in prayer position. Relaxation pose. Relaxation pose. Lie on your back with your legs outstretched and relaxed, and your arms at your sides, your arms palms up, 6 to 8 inches away from the sides of your body, folded blanket, and your head on the floor, lower back is folded blanket if you wish. Place a rolled blanket under your knees. If your lower back is uncomfortable, roll up a blanket underneath your knees. Your body has been stretched and strengthened. Now close your eyes. Feel the new vitality coursing through your veins. And turn your attention once more to your breathing. Feel how this deep relaxation, now feeling your breath, the activity of your practice, a gentle inner rhythm. It's soothing. Give yourself several minutes. like rain on the roof, to allow the work of your yoga practice to saturate
coaxing
your body to relax. Feel your whole body sink into the floor. Let your yoga practice soak into the skin. Imagine that you're lying on the beach and allow its gentle rhythm to pulsate in and
the
out
heaviest
of your body.
parts of you sink, leaving deep impressions like footprints.
Let this soothing rhythm encourage you to relax
The back of the skull heavy, sinking into soft sand.
With each out breath, fall into the floor.
The shoulders,
if the mind
heavy,
wanders, simply bring
sink.
your attention back to your breathing and fall into the floor.
The floor seems soft behind your shoulders. Let your lower back ribs relax. Not pressing them down, but letting them hang like garlands. Your belly organs sink back. Hips too. The backs of your legs, your calves. Leave deep impressions in the wet sand. And your heels and the backs of your hands, heavy, falling. Your whole front body sinks into the back body. Your face into the back brain. Soothing, rhythmic breath. Coaxing you to release more. Habitual tensions can creep back in unnoticed. Take your attention to a common place where you know you hold tension.
Now slowly begin
back of the
to
neck,
bring
perhaps,
your attention to your surroundings.
Lower back, heart. Let them drop.
With your eyes still closed, feel the air on the surface of your skin.
And as your body falls, becoming heavy, the
Notice
inner
your
body,
stillness.
your subtle body, is free, it's light.
Notice your alertness.
And radiates through your skin like a gentle mist.
All benefits
Everything
of your yoga
comes
practice.
to this. Surrendering the form, the flesh and bone body. And freeing the subtle body. Remain aware of a sense of inner space. Look around inside your body, and with that inner awareness, slowly begin to reopen your eyes.